This began as a 6502 source in a browser. It became a bootable Apple II disk, a shareable link, and a program running in another emulator. This is the 3RIC VM. 3RIC is a from-scratch Apple II class 6502 computer. Real schematics, a custom board, ROM, and an original C++ emulator. That same core runs in WebAssembly at ebadger.github.io/3RIC. It is original hardware with an Apple II compatible memory map and a zero install development environment. What's great about this online emulator is you can build a program on the web page, run it instantly on 3RIC. You can then download that program as a WAS file and take it to an Apple II and run it there. On the left, the browser executes the real 3RIC ROM on that same C++ virtual machine. Text, low resolution, and high resolution graphics. You can boot WAS disk images using the emulated Disk2 controller. Mount SD attaches a FAT32 card and enters the DOS shell. This is the 6502 assembly FAT32 file system that is bit-banging the SD card through the VIA, all emulated. Speed is adjustable. The emulated slot 4 mocking board generates sound, and USB or Bluetooth controllers connected to your computer travel through the emulated SNES and VIA hardware paths, so you can attach game controllers to emulate the joystick. The web page is running the real software. The right side is a dependency-free 2-pass 6502 assembler. I load the bouncing ball lesson, change one color, and press assemble and run. The browser reports bytes and symbols, loads the code at the origin, and it starts it immediately. Both assembler and emulator run locally. There is no build server. Download PRG saves the raw program binary. Download WAS builds a complete bootable floppy, including a multi-track loader entirely in the browser. I take that disk to Chris Torrence's Apple II TS, place it in slot 6, drive 1, and boot. The same 6502 code appears in an independent emulator. That is the loop. Edit in 3RIC, then test on another emulator or physical Apple II hardware. AI generation needs more than a vague prompt. 3RIC publishes LLMs.txt with the assembler dialect, memory map, keyboard video interfaces, and generated platform reference. I ask for an animated low-resolution rainbow. The rainbow goes directly into the editor. The headless harness can then assert screen contents, graphics, registers, memory, serial output, and termination. The goal is not code that looks plausible. It's code that assembles, executes, and produces a checked result. Starswarm began with a one-sentence Space Invaders prompt, then became an original fixed shooter with project-owned source code and sprites. 40 aliens march, bomb, and accelerate. The cannon fires through destructible shields beneath a bonus saucer. A&D move, space starts and fires. Its source-generated sprites, tables, binaries, and headless gameplay tests are preserved together. I assemble it in 3RIC, export a bootable WAS disk, and boot that same machine code in Apple II TS. BlockDrop is a complete text mode stacker in only about 1600 bytes. A 10 by 20 model stores all 7 shapes, pre-computed rotations, gravity, row clearing, scoring, and pseudo-random pieces. A&D move, W rotates, and S soft drops. The 6502 writes the Apple II's interleaved character memory directly. I assemble and play it on 3RIC, export another WAS disk, then boot the same pieces, controls, and scoring in Apple II TS. Rockstorm adds original vector art, fixed point physics, inertia, screen warp, splitting rocks, hyperspace, and escalating waves. Pre-computed geometry replaces runtime trigonometry, and exclusive or Bresham routine draws vectors while 2 high-resolution pages flip cleanly. Headless tests enforce drawing, collision, scoring, and cycle budgets. A&D rotate, W thrusts, space fires, and H jumps. After running it in 3RIC, I export the program and boot it into Apple II TS. The same code works because it targets real Apple II memory, soft switches, and 6502 instructions. Share turns the current source into a link. There is no account, database, or upload. Opening the link restores, assembles, and runs the program for immediate remixing. So build a program and share a link. I'd love to see what you create and run it on my physical hardware. Feel free to contribute to the GitHub project as well. 3RIC connects hardware, ROM, software, browser tools, AI documentation, bootable disks, and shareable programs. Visit ebadger.github.io/3RIC. Choose a lesson, press Control-Enter, change something, and share what you build. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share.